Hey there, and welcome back to Top 10s You Should Know, the channel where we dive deep into the habits, choices, and truths that can change your life, starting today. Now let's talk about something that quietly creeps into millions of lives and drags people down for years: debt. Most of us know the big mistakes: maxing out credit cards, missing payments, taking high interest loans. But what if I told you that the most damaging debt mistakes are the ones you don't even realize you're making? That's right. Small habits, innocent decisions, or common advice can be silently sabotaging your financial future. In this video, we're pulling back the curtain on the top 10 debt mistakes you don't realize you're making. And once you spot them, you'll never fall for them again. Let's jump in. 1. Treating minimum payments as progress. Making the minimum payment on your credit card might feel like you're being financially responsible. But the truth? You're feeding the bank, not your future. When you only pay the minimum, most of your money goes toward interest, not the actual debt. That means you could spend years paying off a single purchase and end up paying double or triple the original cost. It feels safe because you're not missing payments, but you're actually letting the interest pile up like quicksand under your feet. Real progress happens when you pay more than the minimum, even if it's just a little. The mistake here isn't just financial, it's psychological. You think you're staying afloat, but you're actually sinking slowly. 2. Using debt as a backup plan instead of a last resort. Let's be real, life throws curveballs. Emergencies happen. But if your first instinct in a crisis is to swipe a credit card or open a new loan, you're building a life dependent on debt instead of on your own financial resilience. Debt should never be plan A. Yet too many people normalize it as the go-to solution, like it's no big deal. When debt becomes your safety net, you're never truly safe. You're just borrowing time at a price. The key mistake is not having an emergency fund or budget buffer, so you keep relying on lenders instead of yourself. Over time, this erodes your financial confidence and keeps you trapped in a cycle of stress and scarcity. 3. Believing good debt can't hurt you. You've probably heard the phrase good debt, like student loans or mortgages. And sure, those types of debt can help you build wealth. But let's not pretend they're risk-free. Overborrowing for school or buying a home way above your budget still wrecks your financial life, no matter how good the label sounds. The big mistake here is assuming any debt tied to education or property is automatically wise. It's not. What matters more is how much, what terms, and whether it aligns with your actual life goals. Many people get in over their heads with good debt, thinking it's an investment, when really it's just expensive pressure disguised as smart money. 4. Ignoring your debt to income ratio. Most people only look at how much they owe, but they forget to compare it to how much they actually earn. That's your debt to income ratio, and it's one of the most important numbers in your financial life. Why? Because it shows how much of your income is already spoken for. If you're spending 40%, 50%, even 60% of your paycheck just on debt repayment, you're not just in debt, you're financially handcuffed. The mistake? Thinking as long as you can make the payments, you're fine. But when your ratio is high, you're one unexpected expense away from disaster. Keeping this number in check is the difference between being in control or being controlled. 5. Consolidating without changing habits. Debt consolidation sounds great. You bundle your high-interest loans into one lower monthly payment. But here's the trap. If you don't change your spending behavior, all you've done is rearrange the problem. Too many people breathe a sigh of relief after consolidating and then rack up more debt on the now empty credit cards. Without habit change, consolidation becomes a cycle, not a solution. The real mistake isn't the tool, it's the mindset. You need to fix the why behind the debt before any strategy will work long term. 6. Not knowing your interest rates. This one's shockingly common. People carry balances on credit cards, personal loans, and car payments, but have no clue what interest rates they're actually paying. That's like running a marathon blindfolded. If you don't know your rates, you can't prioritize which debts to attack first. Some people throw extra money at a low-interest loan while ignoring a credit card charging 25% APR. That's financial self-sabotage. The mistake isn't just about knowledge, it's about power. When you know your rates, you take control of your strategy, your timeline, and your future. 7. Taking on debt for status, not substance. Let's be honest, some debt comes from trying to impress. The leased luxury car, the designer wardrobe, the lavish vacation. It might look amazing on Instagram, but behind the scenes, you're paying 18% interest to keep up with people who aren't even paying attention. This mistake is emotional. It comes from equating debt with identity, thinking more stuff equals more value. But real power is living below your means and building wealth silently. If debt is funding your image, it's costing your freedom. Status fades, debt lingers. 8. Not having a plan to get out. Too many people treat debt like background noise. Just another bill. They make payments every month, but there's no roadmap, no strategy, no countdown to freedom. That's like wandering in a forest with no map and no exit sign. You need a plan, whether it's the snowball method, avalanche method, or something unique to your income and lifestyle. The mistake here is passive debt management. Without urgency and direction, you'll be paying forever and normalizing something that was never meant to be permanent. 9. Relying too much on buy now, pay later, BNPL. BNPL services like Afterpay or Klarna might feel harmless. Just split that $200 jacket into 4 easy payments, right? But these tiny debts add up fast, especially when they're spread across multiple platforms and purchases. You lose sight of how much you really owe, and before you know it, your paycheck is sliced into bits going in 5 directions. The trap? It feels like flexibility, but it's actually fragmentation. This mistake is new age debt, masked as convenience but rooted in impulsiveness. 10. Thinking you'll make more money later to fix it. This is perhaps the most seductive debt mindset of all, telling yourself that you'll handle it once you get that raise, or once the bonus hits, or after next year's promotion. It's hope disguised as a delay. But here's the truth. Most people's expenses grow with their income. So unless you change your relationship with debt, no amount of money will rescue you. The real mistake? Believing future income will solve today's bad habits. Wealth doesn't come from what you earn. It comes from what you keep and how intentionally you manage your current cash flow. So there you have it. 10 debt mistakes that sneak into your life quietly, drain your freedom, and keep you stuck. Unless you catch them. These aren't just financial errors, they're mindset traps. But now that you've seen them, you have the power to change course, break the cycle, and build the kind of future that isn't just debt-free, but stress-free. If this video gave you that light bulb moment, hit that like button, share it with someone who needs a wake-up call, and don't forget to subscribe. We've got more powerful financial truths coming every week, right here on Top 10s You Should Know.